Hello everybody, this is Patrick Mamelli from Pestilence and you are watching Over Music. It was formed in '86 and I knew already quite at a young age I wanted to be a famous guitar player, so I started playing guitar when I was 4 years old, and when I think it was 8 or 10, I already figured out, the chords, all the chord shapes and everything, involved in trying to mimic and trying to imitate all these guys that were big back then. So I was playing Beatles songs and then some other stuff, and I was kind of noodling around, and so when I was 16, I was a little bit more serious about it. At age 16, I had, wanting to, either join a band or, form an own band. I played with a lot of musicians, and I always wanted to be a little bit more, a little bit faster and heavier than the guys I was playing with. So I figured just form my own band, and so Pestilence was born. Recording process is usually, it takes a year for me to come up with, good song structures, riffs, good catchy song lines, and, good topics to sing about. So it takes me about a year. And this goes for pretty much every album that I do. It takes pretty much a year. Sometimes a little bit faster, but usually a year. So what I do is I come up with the the overall structures of the song, and then I'll just send it to the guys that I'm working with at that moment. And this time it was not different. It's pretty much the same. Well, it means total destruction in Latin, and the album cover represents our current situation where we are in, where the mechanical ball, which represents Pestilence, is in the situation where two deities, two external powers, kind of putting pressure upon us, our creativity, and the way we're thinking. We have to regroup of what we know and what we're thinking, because the channels that we have been using, it's been a little bit difficult, but we'll manage. And so the album represents Pestilence that is being pressured by outside. But this is actually where all the album titles and all the album topics are about. It's about the external powers that try to give reality a different shape. And the mechanical ball, which represents Pestilence, has always tried to follow their own path, and nothing gets in their way with their creativity and just thought patterns. So we are trying to hold up our head high and make sure that we can come up with the best album possible. And Acceder is proof of this, because it seems to be picked up by quite a few, so we're really happy with that. Not really, because the thing is, this time we took matters in our own hands, and we went to a friend's studio instead of going to the regular pathways of finding a real studio or whatever. We went to this guy's home studio, and I think it's the best production I've ever had. All the instruments are balanced very well. The frequencies don't bother each other, so we took really notice of what we did wrong in the past, and try to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes. So since it was at this guy's house, Yori's house, who co-produced the album with me, who did also the engineering, it was a very comfortable and cozy situation, actually. Everybody was working not within the realms of time, where you have to look at the clock and think like, we gotta finish it today or something like this. It was really, really relaxed, and so we could just do whatever we wanted to do, take our time, And then when a part was not to our liking, we'd just do it again, you know. And then we had our breaks, or regular breaks, and we would just go to the garden and have a chat. And sometimes it would be 15 minutes, sometimes it would be half an hour, and we just forget we were recording. So it was just so relaxed, and we were not bothered with time, and because time is money usually. So this time it was really awesome, not worrying about anything really. I studied drums for 3 years, and I took lessons from a jazz guitar player, and who showed me the ropes and all the chord progressions that are necessary to make jazz music, whatever. So I'm self-taught, actually, autodidact since I was 4. Nobody ever showed me anything, you know. I was just noodling around, and finally there came a moment where I was like, okay, now I get it, you know, not knowing whether it was a D, you know, or whatever chord it was, right? So I never analyzed it. I just went by ear, and then later on, like now, I know what chords I'm playing, and I realize it's like, wow, okay. And then again, you can look at a chord in different ways. So we just try to speak the language of music instead of analyzing everything, and you know, and just over-analyzing. I think this is the biggest problem, that when people go to the conservatory or higher schools of music, where you are over-analyzing stuff, and you have your musical teacher that teaches you guitar or piano or whatever, everybody will pretty much sound the same, or you have to have a distinguished taste or different approach, but then you will probably not be welcome in the group, because everybody has to speak the same language, and this is something I don't like at all. That's why Pestilence sounds the way Pestilence sounds. I've always tried to be unique, and I don't know if I succeeded, but I'm always trying to be unique and top myself and become a better musician. And but when it's time to, for example, to do my leads, I just improvise. I never work out any leads, because I think it loses the wow factor. And the rest of the guys, they teach music, so they are pretty much you know, drum teacher and bass guitar teacher. So actually nothing but love for these guys, man. These guys are awesome. They have their trust in me, and we communicate every day, which is normally when you are, you know, when you are with a bigger label or whatever, you know, you hardly could talk to those guys. But you know, I get to, you know, even relate on a personal level some of my views and some of their views regarding Pestilence or whatever. So there's a mutual respect, and they've done an outstanding job actually with Exidium. So I think I will record another album with them as well. So the newer Pestilence album, where I already have ideas roaming my head for this. So yeah, pretty happy with these guys. No. There's always, when you work with people, there's always people involved, right? So different point of views, different feelings or whatever. But I try to distance myself from any drama, and I'll have my tour manager take care of any problems that might occur. So, and working with these guys, I haven't toured with this lineup, but these guys are top notch, man. These guys are not only good musicians, they have a great heart for Pestilence. They carry a great heart for Pestilence. And also very easygoing. This is another thing that I wanted to emphasize, is that I picked these guys because they're Dutch. They have the Dutch mentality, which means that they don't like drama. They say what you know. They talk from the heart. They don't lie. They speak the truth. So if something is bothering anybody, we talk about it, we discuss about it, and forget about it. That's it. You know. So and plus, we don't have any language barrier problems. Everybody understands each other very well, and so recording with these guys has been a jiffy. It's been really nice. Well, recordings were done in a day for both video clips, so that's not really But we worked really hard. We started like early in the morning, and we finished at maybe 11 or 12. So it was a full day and a full evening. So, and everything was done in a very professional way. And then the files were sent to the guys in Poland, where they did work their magic on it, and then it came into a whole. It is quite majestic, and also working with these guys, everybody knows their work. They've done countless video clips, ultra professional looking. I mean, the behemoth video clips, they sound so, and they look so nice. It's just awesome. So it was again a jiffy. It was easy working with them. It almost is too easy when you know the right people to succeed in anything in life, I guess. With me working together now with the Dutch guys, working together with Joost, with Rutger, and with Michiel. These guys don't need any introduction. They're very good musicians. So the product was there. It was awesome. Then, since, Agonia is Polish, those guys are Polish as well. So the link was there. So it's very easy to get in contact with them, and they love Pestilence, like Behemoth loves Pestilence as well. So it's like it's a circle, everything comes full circle, and it's like very logical then, Same with us getting our first record deal. It was kind of easy. It didn't cause any stress or anything, to get the deal. Sometimes when you're at the right time, right place, everything will work out just fine. And I think the visuals of both clips, actually we have a third one as well, but yeah, it looks really nice. And Sempiternos, we was all recorded from the stream we did. We did a stream where we played a bunch of tunes, and since we were not able to do any shows yet, we took upon ourselves to live stream, and we played a bunch of songs, and I guess from the reactions, everybody seemed to enjoy it as well. If you let the external play, causing your feeble every good side has its bad side, and every bad side has its good side. So for me, is like now, because I do pretty much organize stuff myself, and I have a good understanding with Agonia Records about my product, it's very easy to communicate and and say what you want. That's why I rather have a somewhat smaller and more independent label than to be on for example, on the Nuclear Blast or on Seasons of Mist or whatever these labels are called. I don't want to be one of the many bands. I want to have, that a label focuses on me and my product. And I don't want to wait in line, when it's my turn, because I think I have a valid and I have a good album. So it needs pretty much all the attention that I can get. So promotion, done by the label, but you can do so much yourself as well now, when you have your Facebook or your Instagram or your Twitter, whatever, you can do pretty much a lot of promotion yourself. Everybody's connected nowadays, so that's not a problem at all. And recording, like I said, we recorded that at this guy's house, at Yori's house, and it was it's the best sounding album, sounding Pestilence album. So it's no problem there. Where back in the days you had to pay out of the ass for 2 weeks or something. Now we took our time and made sure that the product was awesome. And, writing and composing, that's the same, man, as years ago. I used to record with tapes. Used to record my riffs on tape, and then I would send the tape. Now I send WAV files. that hasn't changed. It's just a little bit simplified, a little bit simpler. And yeah, it's a little bit in favor of the bands. It's less in favor of the record companies, but because back in the days they used to make all the money, and all the bands would just suffer. Right, they get the bad contracts and all that shit, They just wanted to get signed and hoping for the best, And most of the times, the CD, because when you record an album, you get a certain amount of money, but you got to pay that back. So when CDs are being sold, or albums or whatever, they first take that what you got, to record an album, and those royalties they will hold. you're still unrecouped, and then whenever you made enough money for them that you pay back their whatever what they paid for example for promotion or for the recording of an album, let's say $10,000 or something, whatever, or 15 or 20. So first you got to pay that back to them with the album sales, and then you can maybe make some money if you have a good deal. So now they don't sell as many albums anymore because everybody uses Spotify, everybody uses all these platforms where record labels now have to find different ways to make their money. So boo-hoo, so whatever, that's good for us. My main musical influence is me, is my brain, is Pestilence. I don't listen to any other band or music within my own genre. I don't want to contaminate my music. I want to keep it as pure as possible. I don't want to get snippets from here and there and find out that it sounds too much like this or that. Of course, you will have, because we're within the realm of death metal or whatever, that you will have similarities. And since people always tend to compare stuff to each other, this sounds like that, this sounds like that, instead of just liking the music and liking the voice. Nobody sounds the same. I don't imitate no one. Yeah, sure, you can imitate someone, but then it's not you. That's why I try to stay away as much as I can from this and make sure that my music is and my lyrics and everything is as unique as possible. And what do I listen to? Well, I'm busy with music all the time, so when it's time to take a break, I'd rather listen to anything. I like to listen to the wind. I like to listen to the sea, just hear the trees, just, peace of mind. Back in the days, of course, I used to listen to Possessed and Death and all these bands. And I find myself absorbing all this music and sound too much like them. I don't want to do that anymore. Alan Holdsworth, the guitar player, just awesome. But again, you have to be you. You can't be that person. You have to be you. So future plans, well, I'm not a big planner. I just live in the now and see what happens, because let's see what happens with Exidium. Like I said, I have tons of ideas in my head to do the next album. But now I want to focus on this album and see where it can take me. And hopefully we can start doing shows again, tour again, and meet all the fans all over the world, because we love them all, man. Yeah. Live music is the best thing ever. Everybody comes together, enjoys the music, and just is one big happy family. So this is my wish for 21 and 22. Let's make it happen.